Yeah, I heard word around town is a poppin' off.
Hey yo, what is up everybody? This is the Kid Hitman here, and we are going to go through a 200% showcase. I'm hype about this one because I still think he's one of the best TURs in the game. Well, easy 8 TURs, right? Like, I think he's still in that top 10 range, right? Like somewhere in there. Easy A physical Vegito Blue. He's linked level 10s, he's 100%, don't worry about any of that. 3.1 million to start off. Now, of course, he has 60% support. So he's gonna look good right here. Perfect. I wanted to see his counter stat. 600k. Now, you guys know how Vegito is. You can't really measure how much damage he's doing. You just see the enemy's health bars disappear step by step. So with Vegito here, what we're trying to do is link him up with the 5-year Vegito Blue. We'll have those two go together. Once the Tech Vegito Blue, once the Tech Vegito Blue goes blue, then those two, they'll share 6 out of 7 links. I expect some real crazy numbers, dog. This is the first 200% showcase I'm doing, so I do have high expectations. I don't expect him to turn 3.1 into, like, you know, 6.4, but I'm just saying I do expect him to put up a great showcase. I expect to run through this event. The only weak link on this team, of course, you know, the 4s are on a 200% team. Pandel is not. Trunks and Goten are not. Who else am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting something, but you guys know who is and isn't on the 200% team. So those are the only weak links on the team. I brought Pandel, of course, just for the support. Same for the Tech Vegito. Oh, he's not on the 200%, the TUR Tech Vegito. So I just brought them for the sake of making everybody else look good, but we should be able to get carried through just enough of this event to where we see what these guys are capable of. We know how good they'll look. Did I put him in slot 2? There's no way I did that, right? I wouldn't do that. I was about to say, I thought I was tripping. Wow, we couldn't kill Zarbon? Really? That's why I was confused. I figured Zarbon would be gone. Alright, now, let's see his defense. His defense is just a tick under 100k. When you look at, you know, his super, let me show you guys my equips, right? I gave him a level 5 attack and then a level 4, basically +9 crit, right? When you see his super attack effect, you know once he gets 2 supers off, of course, he's at pretty much 200k defense. When you factor that in, because I don't know how you guys' Vegito treats y'all. My Vegito, he's always doing at least 2 supers. Like, it's more standard for him to do 3 supers than it is for him to only do 1. I'm just telling y'all how mine rolls. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, so the way I look at him is I always say he's above, you know, 200-ish k defense depending on the support when I'm playing by myself. So I know for a fact what his defensive abilities are. The hard part is measuring out the mitigation, because his mitigation is not like save you from all types of damage elite anymore, but it is good enough to where you can run him in very, very difficult content. I still would happily run this guy in Super Battle Road. I still would use him in all types of different situations in which maybe his link set is great for the team and he's a final option. Like, I already got my support or 2 on the team. Y'all know me, man. I gotta run support units. I can't. The content would have to be absurd. Like, Red Zone is that absurd. It seems like it's gonna be for me to not run a real good support unit. Maybe I'll figure it out, right? Like, you know, once AGL Turles gets his EZA, that'll make a lot of those showcases in the Red Zone much more viable, because he's really is like a support like that. So let's see, we'll put you in the middle so we can get power bestowed by God and prepare for battle. Yeah, I like that. I like that. This is good. I wanted to see the counters, but it's fine. You know, the pre and post counter damage, you know, like before he super attacks 2 or 3 times. I like seeing that for a lot of the showcases I do with counter units, but it's fine. We'll be alright. Now, greatly raising attack and defense, I would say nowadays that's actually not good enough. I like when units greatly raise attack and defense. It can be for multiple turns. I don't like 1 turn unless you're like Vegito Blue. For example, say physical Raditz. Let's just say a new Dokkan Fest baby comes out, right? TUR 200% leader skill monster, right? You get what I'm saying? He greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn on his super attack effect, and he doesn't have any additionals or anything like that built into his passive, so where he can do 3 and 4 supers in a turn. It's not adequate to me. I do think you need to have it built so that your unit, if you only give them that super attack effect, they can super attack multiple times, like more than twice. Say, you know, make it greatly raise attack and defense for 3 turns, make it raise attack and defense permanently, make it greatly raise defense for, you know, I don't know, 6 turns, sort of like what Rose and Zamasu are doing right now, because they're easy. The way their defense just lingers, it feels like it's permanent. That 6-turn buff they do upon their easy, well, they always had it, right? But the 6-turn buff they do for their defense, it feels like you don't have to worry about them at all. I love that for them. They are so good. They're a top 5 unit in the game. That LR, Rose, and Zamasu. I can't wait. And now we have confirmation as I'm recording this that we are getting a LR merge Zamasu for part 2, which we figured as soon as we found out it was the father-son Gallic gun, we figured it'd be them. But it does look good for the future of that extreme future team. You guys know what I mean, the Goku Black archetype. You don't know what's funny? These guys really don't even link up. Well, they link up decent. What? Shocking speed, legendary power. I think that's really it. These guys don't even link up that well because, of course, the kids don't have like Kamehameha or things of that nature. This EZA is still extremely slept on. I don't care. This is a very valuable EZA. I use them in difficult content a fair amount of the time. I think they're really good there. The only time I'm ever concerned with them, not that they need to dodge, but it is very helpful when they dodge, right? So let's say they're already taking double digits. Super attacks, that's when you need to dodge. So their dodge being canceled in, say, Red Zone Broly, which is coming soon to Global at this moment, that's when I'm like, alright, maybe they're not built for this stage, but anything besides that, bro, I love bringing them there. Alright, now ideally, we can transform. This is what I hate. Their transformation condition is not bad, but when you're doing a showcase and you're trying to just get straight to Tech Vegito Blue, it's like, oh, it feels like an eternity, right? Alright. $222K. Wow. Okay. $2.68 mil. So this is a simple showcase. There it is. There it is. I'm telling y'all, he never doesn't like. He did it the first turn of this showcase. He did that for the sake of the showcase. He was just trying to let y'all know what the counter damage would look like. Because this is what my Vegito Blue does for me. He goes bonkers. Now, crit. He has to crit against enemies with high defense, or else his crits are just very insignificant. Keep that in mind. When he's not critting, his damage plummets, like plummets drastically. So crit counters are, they're almost a must. Like giving him full crit if you can is an absolute must in my opinion. You see I gave him the level 5 attack, but that's before his EZA, I'm pretty sure. That's so old. So stuff like that, keep in mind when you're formatting your Vegito Blue if you don't have him, you know, with 2 or 3 dupes yet, stuff like that. I think he can get 30 crit if I'm not mistaken. I think Vegito Blue can get 30 crit. I might be tripping. There's certain units in the game. No, I think you have to be Tech or STR. You know, they get the crit by nature. So maybe I'm confusing him with somebody else. All right. See what you do here. This is with no support, right? Him taking damage. I want to see him post super attack. He's gonna take a lot of damage here. That's not fair to him. That's just not how he's built. He is a slot 2. He's a slot 2 baby. So don't worry about it. 2.59, no support. You see 6 out of 7. Well, I didn't show you guys, but 6 out of 7 links active. 2.77. Do a triple super. Oh my. He's doing this for the showcase. He's doing this for the showcase. Vegito Blue gives me crazy blessings when I fight with him. So these 5 years, they're not good for difficult content anymore. I would never advocate for bringing them into anything super difficult because the build up and the 4 turns or the 3 turns before they transform is hell. It's hell because it breaks up your rotations. You can't set your team up correctly when you're trying to get through a boss, like say you know, Super 17 is about to hit global, if I remember the order correctly. Super 17 is coming to global soon. It's not fair. It's not fair to judge physical Vegito Blue off of having him with Tech Vegito Blue. But we're in a showcase environment. We're having a good time. I am, you know, maybe I shouldn't have transformed. Well, 320k defense says otherwise. Alright. It's so powerful. I love it. We might die on this turn. There's a slim... Yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is. That's exactly why I said their dodge is valuable. You see they were taking 22k pre-super. There, when I told you Vegito's a slot 2 unit, nah. These guys, they cannot function well without being in slot 2. Look terrible when they're in slot 1. Alright, and we're out of here. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So now we're up against full power Frieza. I am going to use a Sensu Bean. Oh yeah, I was going to do it anyway because I'm not going for that locking right now. I don't care for it. The only reason I'm even in the Namek event, 2 reasons. One, I felt like it needs to get revamped or stages added to it. Because I know how Akatsuki is. They'll introduce an event and never update it. So I wanted to make sure you guys, you know, start your, I don't know, your petition, right? Your petition to update the collection of epic battles for this year's download celebration. Let's see. This is going to be absurd. This is going to be a lot of damage. No one's super attacking in the second attack slot, huh? No one? Through 400k. You see? It's just, this is cruel. 400k on a crit counter. I like it, man. I like his damage. His damage is not... It's still obscene, right? When you're getting, you know, APT averages off, right? But he can't have the turns where it's like, he's the reason you die. There are going to be turns like that with physical Vegito Blue, but he also can be like, oh, we walked into... Look at this! You walked into the final phase of a boss, and he whittles their HP down to like 40%. Like, he does that a lot. So depending on which variation of Vegito you get, I know which variation I get. You're kind of in a state where some people will hate Vegito Blue. They hate physical Vegito Blue. They hate like physical Super Vegito because he never gives them crit counters from back in the day. People are probably gonna hate on his Easy A if it's not super OP. But a lot of players are gonna be hype about it because counter units can be the most impressive offensive units in the game a lot of the time. So we ran through the stage right there. Hope you guys enjoyed the showcase. 200% lead for physical Vegito Blue. I think he did fair. I think I kept putting him in slot 1, so I can't judge him off the slot 1 damage he was taking outside the normals, but that is a flaw. That's just who he is. The first of many 200% lead showcases on the way for the kid. It's the Young King Hitman, and Hitman is off this.